A warm hello and welcome. I'm Coach Ray, your go-to for narration and conversations on topics that keep you alive and well-ish. Follow me for practical tips, expert insight, and motivational stories to help you build a better life. Today, I'll be reading the article that I wrote titled The Science of Stress and Immunity, Psychoneuroimmunology at Work and Beyond. We know that work stress doesn't always end at the end of the workday. If you've ever felt pressure that follows you home, disrupts your sleep, drains your energy, or leaves you feeling like you're just one hard week away from burnout, you're not alone. And it's not just in your head. In honor of my own psychoneuroimmune health, I've shifted to a once-a-month posting schedule while I build what's next. Deeper resources, practical courses, and even an app designed to help you level up without burning out. The pace here might be a little slower, but Alive and Wellish is expanding in a big way. And what's coming next is absolutely worth the wait. For now, let's focus on this month's conversation. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Work stress rarely clocks out when the workday ends. It follows you home, creeping into sleepless nights, settling into your body as constant fatigue, and whispering the fear that you're always one hard week away from burnout or being replaced. For many people, especially those living with chronic illness, workplace stress isn't just mentally draining, it's physically destabilizing. Research in psychoneuroimmunology helps us understand why this happens. This growing field of research examines the powerful connection between our thoughts, our nervous system, and our immune health. Rather than separating our mind and body, it shows how ongoing stress can change how we function at work and beyond. Psychoneuroimmunology, often called PNI, helps explain how the brain, nervous system, and immune system communicate. The brain assesses threat and safety. The nervous system adjusts the body's state accordingly. The immune system shifts how it allocates energy towards defense, repair, and recovery. When stress is brief, this coordination is effective. It sharpens focus and mobilizes energy to meet immediate demands. When stress is ongoing, however, the same systems remain activated longer than intended. Over time, that sustained activation becomes costly. At the heart of psychoneuroimmunology is a simple but powerful insight. Stress doesn't just change how we think or feel, it changes how the immune system functions. Work-related pressures such as deadlines, job insecurity, conflict, and sustained performance demands trigger the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In the short term, these hormones increase alertness and help the body respond effectively. When stress becomes chronic, immune balance begins to shift. Communication between immune cells becomes less efficient, recovery slows, protective responses weaken. The body just has a harder time returning to baseline. Stress is not just in your head, it is processed biologically with real consequences. Burnout is often framed as a motivation problem. Biologically, it reflects prolonged activation of stress systems without adequate recovery. Chronic stress contributes to allostatic load. That is the cumulative wear placed on the body when stress responses are repeatedly triggered. As this load increases, the brain's ability to regulate attention and energy is affected, and the immune system becomes less efficient at protection and repair. The results show up at work as fatigue, impaired concentration, slower recovery from illness, and difficulty sustaining performance, even when effort and commitment remain high. For individuals who are both primary breadwinners and primary caregivers, stress responses may be activated across multiple roles with limited opportunity for recovery. without sufficient rest cycles, the body remains in a state of vigilance that gradually erodes our overall health. For those managing chronic illness, sustained stress adds another layer of strain. Systems that may already be vulnerable face additional activation, increasing the likelihood of symptom flares and instability. Research links persistent stress with reduced immune defense against common illnesses, immune activity associated with cardiovascular, metabolic, and mood-related conditions, and an increased risk of autoimmune and inflammatory symptom exacerbation. What may appear in the workplace as inconsistency or declining performance is often a sign of biological overload, not reduced capability or engagement. A substantial body of research connects chronic psychological stress with lower wound healing, reduced vaccine responsiveness, and increased susceptibility to infection. Studies of caregiving populations consistently demonstrate measurable immune changes under sustained stress. Psychological traits such as optimism and perceived social support appear to buffer some of these effects, underscoring the role of environment and perception in shaping physiological outcomes. The evidence base is clear. Chronic stress alters immune function in significant ways. Understanding PNI doesn't just explain why chronic stress contributes to declines in mood, cognition, and physical health. It points us towards what helps restore balance. At an organizational level, environments that support recovery reduce sustained stress activation. Autonomy, supportive leadership, sustainable hiring practices and workloads, and flexibility are all associated with lower chronic stress. Policies that encourage breaks, rest, and reasonable accommodations do more than improve morale. They help protect immune and nervous system functioning of employees over time. At an individual level, small interventions can help interrupt prolonged activation. Practices such as mindfulness, breath-based regulation, and cognitive reframing have been shown to lower stress hormone levels and support immune balance. Prioritizing sleep, movement, and regular pauses throughout the day signals safety to the nervous system and supports recovery. Additionally, social connection remains one of the most powerful buffers against stress physiology. These strategies are not about doing more. They're about allowing the body to complete stress cycles and return to baseline rather than remaining persistently activated. Psychoneuroimmunology reminds us that stress is a biological process with real consequences for energy, immunity, and long-term health. In the context of modern life, this understanding matters. The body is not failing under stress. It is responding exactly as it was designed to. The real question is whether our workplaces and our expectations allow enough room for recovery, or if they keep these systems under constant strain. Thank you for joining me today. You just listened to me read the article that I wrote titled The Science of Stress and Immunity, Psychoneuroimmunology at Work and Beyond. If you'd like to explore the research in more depth, you can find the full written article linked below. If you enjoyed today's topic, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support truly means more than you know. It both humbles and inspires me. There's so much meaningful work in progress, and I'm excited to bring you along on this next chapter of Alive and Wellish. Remember, all of it's not about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the beautiful messiness of life and finding joy along the way. Take what you need from this and leave the rest. And until next time, stay well.